morning, my name is Sheevaun Thompson and I'm from the South East Ireland. I am the project coordinator for Biomass area. I don't work in the energy sector and I'm not an expert in it. I wasn't able to bring an expert with me. However, I've just put together a simple presentation to give you an overview of the situation in our region. As you can see, there's the region. There's 5 counties in it. The population of it is 460,000. Most of the region are in country, 59% rural. There's 100% all. There's 4 major rivers, 4 mountain ranges, 2 coastal counties. The land is really good in the region, and this has an impact on the amount of forestry in it, because people feel it's a waste to use good land for growing trees. With relation to industry in the region, the main industries are agriculture, engineering, pharmaceuticals, particularly pharmaceuticals, healthcare, manufacturing, tourism and services. We have a lot of small businesses, and Dee, who's here with me, she's our expert in this whole area of creativity and works a lot with micro-enterprises. Micro-enterprises are small enterprises who would have less than 10 people working for them. So it's quite a high percentage of small businesses. A lot of them will be family businesses. Moving on then to our bioenergy implementation plan, which we developed in 2008 to try and steer the whole development of bioenergy in the region and to set targets for ourselves. This plan is now in the implementation phase, and we're working with the other partners to roll it out and possibly to try and review it now, because it's pretty much mid-term. So at the minute we're working on doing a review of ours, because the economy has changed in Ireland since we produced the plan, and the targets have somewhat changed and haven't been reached, because biomass hasn't increased as much as we thought it would. With the economic downturn, people haven't the money to put in biomass boilers or CHPs like would have happened before. Forestry then, we realise that our region has a great potential from wood resources, and it needs to be managed properly, because this would help the region maybe go down a different direction, and it would of course promote the whole renewable energy and reduction of greenhouse gases, and we're trying to work at trying to get an energy supply in the region. This is just a summary of our biomass resources, and as you can see, forestry would be our main resource, along with the agricultural resources, straw and slurry and energy crops. Again, the crops, for some reason, because the land is good, farmers are reluctant to get into crops, and they're very reluctant to get tied into anything. You know, because if you plant, you're tied in maybe for 20 years and you can't use the land for something else. And I think there's a need to change the mindset of farmers to try and encourage them to move away from maybe livestock, cows and cattle and sheep, into crops and forestry. This is just a map of the forests in the region. The red dots show the forests that are owned by a state company, and green dots are privately owned. So as you can see from that, the majority of the forests in the region are publicly owned. The small privately owned forests are only really there since the 1980s, when there was a lot of grants for getting into forestry, and the majority of them would be small. They would be maybe 8 hectares at the most. In total in the region there's around 91,000 hectares of forestry, but that's actually very little. It's only around 8 or 9%, so it's quite low. And as Marek said in his presentation, we are seriously underutilising our resources. So thank you for showing us up as being 78%. It's much higher than I thought. Just then to give you an idea of how foresters get their advice and guidance in Ireland, a body called Teagasc, that's an Irish Gaelic word, that's the Irish Agriculture and Food Development Authority. It provides research and advice to farmers in the whole agriculture and food sector, and it was set up in 1998. or 1988. So if you want to have a look at the website, I just put it up there. They do a lot of research particularly, and lately they've gone into researching crops, and they have a lot of papers. Their website is quite good if you have interest in that area. In relation to forestry, Teagasc provide options for producers of how to sell their timber. They facilitate formal and informal forestry owner groups, and in the last couple of years 23 owner groups have been established, which is quite good, and they're running very well. They're trying to get the forest owners to take ownership of the groups, and they organise and facilitate field days and information events. The growers groups are a great idea in theory, but Teagasc helped setting them up, but the follow-on is quite poor because they try and let the owners take ownership of the growers groups. And as with anything, there might be one or two prominent growers who take over the group, but they only run successfully during the time that there are people like keep going to stop. That's so true. Maybe we should evacuate. Yeah. How are we going for 10 minutes? But just going back to the growers groups, there's problems such as growers only want to involve the groups during certain times like thinning and felling, and they don't maybe keep it going, or some growers monopolise the group and they want their way and they're not working out as much as they might do or as they could do. Teagasc provides information to the foresters about the route to market, and they address issues such as when is the forest ready for harvesting, how do they get it ready, how do they sell it, who will buy it, how is the price calculated. Then in relation to how timber is sold, Cuilca is a state-owned commercial company who own most of those red dots on the map. They have auctions every second week, and they sell the timber to sawmills and timber harvesting contractors and forest companies and wood energy enterprises. They're quite a big state company. They employ around 1,100 people, and Cuilca was established at the same year as Teagasc. At that time there was a big push on to try and regularise the whole agricultural sector and to set up supports for the agricultural industry. Private timber is sold by private tender or local arrangement. Quite a lot of foresters would have an arrangement with their local wood pellet company or chips, or an informal agreement. Timber is sold either standing or at the roadside or delivered in. The majority of timber in the region is sold standing, whereby the buyer is responsible for harvesting the timber. Cuilca recommends the preparation of a sales pack, and they give advice on how to do this, and that includes information like the description of the timber, and its measurements and specification and that. I found out the other day that timber can be advertised on this website. I've never gone into it, but it could be worth looking at. So in conclusion then, in the region the supply and demand balance for wood fuel is very tight, and the supply chain is, I think I'm out of, oh no, I needed to rejig these but I didn't. But private forestry growers, there's a huge opening for them, and it's an area that needs to be pushed and driven a lot more than what it is. And the market needs to be opened up a bit more, and the supply chain needs to get more lubricated. Because at the minute, they tend to kind of drift along with their local arrangement that they have, and they don't look beyond that to see that they could be getting a better deal or a better arrangement. And that just moves me on to put in a slide about the regional biomass business development sub-project within Biomass. It's a very good project because it's providing support to the producer groups, and they're going to produce guidelines and provide technical assistance on matters such as the wood fuel quality, business development and how to get your route to market, and they're going to hold workshops and facilitation sessions to link suppliers with installers, because at the minute there's an information gap, and they're going to provide training in boiler maintenance and management. And they're actually holding a seminar and information event called Heat Users Meet the Heat Suppliers in November. So I should discuss with them. Maybe we might try and tie it in with the Biomass seminar. It would be good if everybody could attend. That's it. That's just a very general overview of the whole wood sector in the region. If you want any further information, please give me an email, and I might not know it myself, but I'll put you in the right direction with a contact person. Thank you very much.